Hey, Boost students. For third quarter, our focus is going to be mostly on nonfiction. And so to be part of that, you're going to have an article of the day each day that you have Boost class. And these are going to be articles that I find online that I think would be interesting. If you have one that you see, that you read, that you think other students would enjoy reading, email me the link. And who knows, maybe it'll be one of your articles of the day. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to read those articles and how to respond to them, because we are going to be using our Google Journals to respond as we read. So the first step is going to be to actually read the article. You can find the link to the article on Moodle, and the goal here is that you're going to be reading it carefully and fully. And as you're reading, there are a few things you need to pay special attention to. Look at the title. That'll give you an idea of what the article is mostly about. Look at how it's organized. Does it have headings? Does it have things in bold? Those give you hints at what's going to be important. Also, make sure you look at all the pictures and the captions. Now, I know online that can be a little confusing because sometimes there are advertisements and things that aren't specifically related to the article, but try to pick out what pictures go with the article and what the captions are and what they teach you about what the author is writing about. Same goes for charts and graphs and maps and anything like that that is included in the article. Also, pay attention to the quotations. Who's being quoted? What are they saying? Why is that quote included? And also make sure you read any information that's given about the author. A lot of times there's a blurb that gives you some insight into who the author is. Make sure you read that as well. Once you finish reading your article, the next step is to respond. And you're going to do this with your Google Journal, just like we were using before. You're going to make sure your newest entry is always at the top. You're going to label it with the day's date and the title of the article, the way it's listed on Moodle. And then you're going to write your response. Now, your response is going to be 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph should be pretty straightforward. It's just a summary. It's just a way of reviewing what the article was about. And again, remember, we can use the who, what, when, where, why, and how. That should be maybe 5 sentences, but 3 is okay. So 3 to 5 sentences for the first paragraph. The second paragraph is really the meat of your response, and this is where you take your own deep thoughts about the article and write those down. So what did the article make you think or feel, and what did you learn from it? And then think about the author. And you may remember when we started reading fiction and we talked about John Green and what he said about reading fiction, we talked about how the author doesn't matter. Well, in nonfiction, it really does, because the author's point of view and their bias and their opinion are going to color the way they portray the events and the topic of their article. So it's pretty important. So think about, who is the author? Why would the author write this piece? Do you agree with the author about the topic, and why or why not? And basically, the response can be anything that you want to say that you've been thinking after you read the article. And that should be at least 5 sentences, probably more like 7 or 8. Okay? So read the article carefully, then in your Google Journal, write your response. Let me know if you have any questions.